On November 8th, the International Court of Justice, the principal and highest judicial organ of the United Nations, issued the ruling that it does indeed have jurisdiction in two important lawsuits that have been brought by Ukraine against Russia. Ukraine initiated the process in 2017 and introduced 29 volumes of evidence to back up its complaints. In the lawsuits, Ukraine accuses Russia of violating two key international treaties: the International Convention for the Suppression of the Financing of Terrorism and the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination. In the first lawsuit, Ukrainian lawyers claim that Russia either has been directly involved in or has financially supported violent and terrorist acts in Ukraine, including armed conflict in the Donbass and the downing of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 in 2014. The second lawsuit alleges human rights abuses perpetrated by Russia against the Crimean Tatar and ethnic Ukrainian communities in the Crimea following the annexation of the peninsula by Russia in 2014. Russian lawyers tried unsuccessfully to block the decision of the International Court by issuing a series of legal objections, claiming that the International Court of Justice does not have jurisdiction over these matters, and that Ukraine is using the International Court to achieve political objectives. However, all of the International Court judges, except for one, the judge from Russia, ruled in favor of Ukraine. The fact that the International Court dismissed all of Russia's objections is generally interpreted as a very significant legal victory for Ukraine in its struggle against Russian aggression. Future court cases based on these lawsuits may prove to have far-reaching negative consequences for Russia.
Росія вперше буде відповідати за порушення міжнародного права і за порушення прав людини. Це вперше в історії, коли вони будуть за це відповідати.
Росіяни робили все для того, щоб уникнути взагалі слухань, щоб суд визнав, що це не їхня юрисдикція, бо вони не хотіли, щоб це питання виносилось на розгляд суду і щоб у всіх був доступ до цього судового процесу. Оскільки суд ООН, коли розглядає, він розглядає і транслює все, що відбувається в суді. Тому фактично вся ця брудна білизна, яка відбувалася з фінансуванням тероризму, вона буде публічною.
The initial court dates in these two cases have not yet been made public, and as a general rule, such cases take years to be litigated. But it is crucial for Ukraine's government to build on this legal victory and continue its long-term efforts to bring the violators of international law to justice. I'm Tania Stech, and this was Ukraine in the news.
Канал 1+1 тепер доступний на Bell International Programming.